Guess who's Bazak? It's your boys, Pete and Kenny Berry. What's up, Kenny?
What's good?
Touchdowns and tangents. Touchdowns and tangents. Live from my house in Hawthorne. Your Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and concise commentary for the culture. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 289 or some shit like that. Whatever.
286.
6-9. Same shit.
No, it's definitely not that. We ain't snitches over here. We're not federal employees of the government over here.
Well, yeah, man. How's your week been, Kenny?
Gosh, damn shit show. Changed up my routine a little bit at the gym this week. It's like I'm at a point where like I'm gaining muscle, so like my weights kind of stayed the same, but I know I'm lighter. Like I feel lighter, I feel less bloated. So it's like I don't really pay much attention to the scale right now.
You shouldn't. Especially at this point in your life, it's more about being comfortable in how you feel than how you look or how strong you are.
Yeah, I mean, it matters how you look and how strong you are to your
That's
extent.
my way of telling you that you're old, bro.
Shut up.
You can only do so much.
You're 32, bro.
You can only do so much. Like, even if you lost 150 pounds,
I still have to maintain
you'd
that.
have other problems. Like loose skin, motherfuckers not recognizing you on the street. Like,
people think I'm smoking crack.
people think you stole your ID.
People think I ate my ID and then made myself throw it up. That's why I lost all the weight.
Wow. You definitely use that joke on JD, huh?
Nah. I just had, like, fat people have the worst fat jokes about themselves. We just don't tell you. Because why would we give you nuclear launch codes?
But yeah, man, for me, it's been a crazy week. Fucking finally put in my 2 weeks notice at my current firm, so I'm excited about that.
Woo!
Don't sound too excited.
I still got the itis, bro. I'm working through it. Where's my mic at?
But yeah, shout out to Otro Amigo with a birria sope and carne asada burrito. That shit was flame. Beer was good too.
I had some chicken flautas, a big ass Modelo, and some Jamaica that I'm still drinking, and some tacos. It was fire.
But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and jump into the content because, well, we're late per usual. But
And some just sad stuff happened this week, and you know. Rest in peace to former NFL defensive lineman and Super Bowl winner Tony Siragusa, former Colt, former Baltimore Raven, legendary Hard Knocks, the 2000 Ravens. Arguably the most legendary defense of all time. Most people say it's the most legendary defense of all time. Also, RIP, the 26th overall pick, and I think the 2019 draft, Caleb Swanigan. He had put on a bunch of weight. Wasn't doing too good. Damian Lillard was going off on people on Twitter for having really, or IG, or just having kind of like throwing cheap shots at a dead person. And he was only like 26, 25. It's sad when you see stuff like that. You know, some people really, their weight issues really affect their life. And we kind of got to be respectful of that, cognizant. Sometimes you gotta really prop someone up, like when they need the boost up for their ego or for just belief in themselves. Sometimes you gotta push people forward, let them know that, like, if they fall, like, you got them. Or sometimes you just gotta be there for people. I don't know. That whole situation's really sad because he had been through so much already in his life. Foster homes and whatnot, losing all the weight, gaining it back and losing it again and becoming a star player. for Purdue, and to see it go out like that, it's really unfortunate. And also RMP, the former Baltimore Raven, he's 26 as well. Jalen Ferguson, he's an all-time sack leader at Louisiana Tech. Actually covered him at the Super Bowl. I'm not the Super Bowl, the Senior Bowl a couple years ago. And that came out of nowhere. He said he died of natural causes, apparently, at 25, 26. I don't know how much of a natural cause you can call that. But condolences to the Ravens organizations and just their families, loved ones, former coaches, whoever, just everyone who's hurting right now from those three people who were lost this week.
So according to the Baltimore
with you.
Banner, is saying that they suspect it could have been an accidental overdose.
Yeah, man. There's fentanyl in a lot of shit. Even if you're not really trying to, like, OD, you can still OD. You got to be careful what you put in your body. But that's the whole situation. It's just really sad.
Yeah, and this report from last night says that they're looking into it as questionable cause of death, not ruling anything out. So, ongoing story for sure. Definitely never a positive or good thing to hear about somebody under 30 dying. Like, even under 50, even under 60, man, at this point in our society is, like, pretty young. Like, so even Siragusa dying
at 55,
like, of natural causes is kind of like, really? Like, wow. But yeah, man, grief is always around these days. So, like you said, shout out to the families and the organizations, because yeah, nobody deserves to bury a 20-something-year-old or even a 30-year-old or even a 40 or 50-year-old. Like, it's just, all right, man. What else we got to talk about this week?
Rob Gronkowski retired.
Officially
for the second
this time.
Let's talk about it.
God damn, it's hot in here.
Because you're prairie dogging.
No, it's just really hot in here. Like, I'd rather you just turn the light off and we just pod in the dark at this point.
Pause.
We did that at CSUN, bro. Like, people would just turn the lights off in the podcast room. But there's still light.
You did that.
No, there's still light in the room. You just turn off the biggest light.
That. You did that during
You turn off the light in the hallway.
I never did that.
Motherfucker, we were in the same era.
No, you had like a full
year.
Yeah, adjacent to that.
Okay, fine. I came the last year of your era.
Yeah, I never did that shit. That's weird as fuck.
We would just turn the light off, turn the light on in the hallway. But
y'all were doing ASMR pods, huh?
Nah. I mean, I feel like I invented ASMR podcasting.
Pretty sure you didn't, but all right.
Pretty sure I did. Just nobody heard it. Like 6 people. And just nobody had a name for it. And I forget, like, the actual spelling of what the actual name is.
All right. So Gronk retires.
92 career touchdowns. Second behind only Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning. Him and Tom Brady have the most touchdowns combined all time. One of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Somebody said...
Arguably the greatest. I can't call him the greatest.
Somebody said he's the greatest all-around tight end in terms of impacting the run and the passing game.
Now, that is 100% true.
Because if you look at guys like Tony Gonzalez, never really wanted to block anybody.
Wasn't a blocker, practically.
Kelsey.
Antonio Gates has better numbers than both those guys. Antonio Gates has, like, the most touchdowns.
Antonio Gates would probably be the second one, but he was hurt. Like,
he was hurt and still had more touchdowns.
Yeah, he still balled out, even when he was old and hurt.
Like, he was their best receiver, not Vincent Jackson. That's how dope he was. And they had LT and didn't win the Super Bowl.
And then probably the third one I'd put there. either Shannon Sharp or Greg Olsen, but I feel like even they weren't as good of blockers as Gronk.
Greg Olsen was actually a pretty good blocker. Just he was so good at catching the ball. It's like you should just have him do that.
Basically. Especially when they didn't have any damn receivers.
But I think my 3 is Gates, Gronk, Gonzalez. Because nobody was covering Antonio Gates in his prime. And even once he got hurt, he was still a tough cover. Gronk was just big as hell, strong as hell, and fast enough to run by you or run through you. So, almost 10,000 yards receiving.
And the crazy thing is, like, he's not even like the most
11
athletic
years.
tight end of that group, but it's like he just knows how to use his body and like leverage and how to create separation.
On like a 4.6 40, 4.7. And
I guess playing with the best QB doesn't hurt either.
that's true, but he was a beast out the gate. Young Gronk was a problem.
Yeah, he was.
He broke his back at Arizona after being named All-American. Didn't play his junior year. Still, it's a high draft pick.
Shout out to Nick Cousin.
Exactly. Nick Casa?
Exactly.
The Colorado tight end who was a defensive end who
Yeah.
became a tight end?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought he went to Arizona. That's why I shouted him out.
He went to Nevada.
Colorado. I think
Colorado.
he was in Colorado. Yeah.
He definitely went to Colorado.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Well, yeah, man. What else?
So Deshaun Watson settled 20 of 22 or 24 lawsuits this week. They settled 20 of the lawsuits, and when the paperwork's done, it'll go down as a dismissal of charges. He's already settled with those 20 different individuals, and there's only a couple things holding up those other 4. So you kind of got to ask yourself, can't really suspend a guy if he settles it.
Yes, you can.
I was gonna save this next story for Take or Tangent. Yeah, I am. We'll
Didn't fucking Tom Brady got suspended and didn't commit a crime. Ben Roethlisberger got suspended and technically didn't get convicted.
He pled out.
Zeke got suspended and technically didn't do the crime. So you can get suspended without doing the crime. Almost fought a room full of miscellaneous Chiefs and Cowboys fans at my boy Wu's house party last week. Motherfuckers really try to go for it. And the Cowboy homies just sat there quiet, bro. And I'm over here banging the table for Ezekiel Elliott, bro.
I mean, that's usually what a lot of Cowboys fans do. They get quiet and shrink in big moments, just like their team.
Wow. He was like, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying I agree with you or I disagree with you.
But I'm scared.
Well, for real, though, outside of Henry, what running back can you say is better than Zeke the past 7 years?
Do you really want to know?
Let's hear it. Don't say Kamara because he's hurt. Maybe Dalvin minus the 2 season-ending injuries. Who else? And it's damn near not Christian McCaffrey because, again,
it's not Nick
they're
Chubb.
like 3 season-ending injuries.
It's not Nick Chubb.
Okay. He's next up. But he got to get the Browns into the playoffs.
He already got the Browns into the playoffs.
1 year.
That's the Browns. They were like one play away from the AFC title game. He was their best player on offense. Baker almost threw them out the game. Damn near did. Come on. Nick Chubb is a better version of Ezekiel Elliott. You just have to accept
Yeah,
that.
and dude, the random Chiefs fan in the room was trying to say Jamaal Charles was the best back of the 2010s.
That's actually Fair.
Even though he only played 4 seasons in the 2010s.
Okay, fair enough then. I mean, what about LT?
LT was pre-2010s. LT would be 2000s.
2000s. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting with Jamaal Charles.
If you knock out only
Damn.
4/10 of a decade, is that enough to carry you through the rest of the
I
decade?
think you need at least 5 seasons.
And the other point I made, and I've told you this before, I might take prime Larry Johnson over prime Jamaal Charles.
Say that again, please.
I might take prime Larry Johnson over prime Jamaal Charles. So you're saying if all the Chiefs running backs get together in a room, Jamaal Charles is sitting down first?
Yeah.
Over the motherfucker who almost hit 2K like 2 seasons.
Still got to put Jamaal Charles first. He scored like 6 touchdowns.
Or how about the dude who made the Chiefs like not a laughing stock?
Priest Holmes?
Yeah. How about that, man?
But Jamaal Charles was like a 3rd-round pick. Larry Johnson was a 1st-round pick.
And honestly, you really look at the stats, Priest Holmes' 3 years were as good as Jamaal Charles' 4.
I mean, but if we're
Damn,
talking
Priest
impact
Holmes
on
was really only a 4-year player? That's crazy.
4-year starter,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, we're being honest. He scored 6 touchdowns in 1 game.
And a 3 all-time Pro Bowl. 3-time All-Pro. He was only a 4-year starter, and 3 of them were All-Pro years. Shit's wild.
Damn. That's yikes.
But back to the initial question. What running back is better than Ezekiel Elliott?
Said Nick Chubb, right? I would argue a case for Kamara.
You mean a dude who's always had a prominent backup? You mean the dude who missed like half of last season?
Plays is unstoppable. Hold on. Does Aaron Jones get thrown in there as an honorable mention?
Ezekiel Elliott's worst season, he rushed for 983 yards in 10 games. His worst season. That's 7 years, bro. And what, 5 of them have been playoff years? Damn, I put this man to sleep with my argument.
Nah, I really have to think about it. I was like, damn, Zeke really is that dude. But there's not. The whole decade thing kind of threw me off because it's like, okay, where do you start and where do you stop in terms of Zeke's decade?
Well, because he came in at 2016, so he's got the 5 seasons in the 2010s. He's got 2 seasons now in the 2020s.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wins it based off longevity.
Consistency and winning.
I mean, the Cowboys haven't won anything.
Okay, but he's kept them. He came in and made them a perennial playoff team. He helped them become a playoff team with a dude named Dakota.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, you win.
Which, if we're being honest, like, if Dakota comes out in the 1990s, is he better than Sean King or who was that other black quarterback the Cowboys had? Quincy Carter.
Who the fuck is Dakota is what I'm trying to figure out.
Dakota Prescott.
Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, who the fuck is Dakota, bro? Like, am I high? Like, why do you keep
Woo's
saying
little
that?
brother's a Rams fan. He's the only Rams fan in the Cowboys house, and he always calls Dak Dakota. Are you dying right now? Are you good, bro?
I'm good.
You look like that dude who's been in the sauna for like 5 minutes too long. Like, dog, why are you still in here? Get out of here. Go get some fucking water.
It was like some dude falling
Like,
asleep.
are you killing yourself? Like, are you literally trying to die right now?
No, but it is way too fucking hot in here.
It's not that hot, and you're by the window.
Bro, it's hot in here.
It's not cool. I'm not going to tell you it's cool.
Like the light from the fan, or like the light from the light attached to the fan, is really annoying me right now. Like, more than anything. So much so that, like, I really couldn't think of a good explanation for, like, why it's Zeke and then everybody else.
The only other person you could say is Henry, but he didn't play his first 2 years. So you can't really give him the 2010s? That's all I'm saying.
That's a tough one, bro. What?
I don't think that was a firework.
That felt like a firework.
I don't know. It didn't feel like a firework.
A gunshot.
That sounded like an air gunshot.
A gunshot, yeah. Adjacent gunshot.
All right, so can we move on to college football now?
Yes, indeed. Last name, right? So, first things first. Jordan Addison, the USC transfer, Biletnikoff winner. Carson Palmer is he brought the number 3 out of retirement so that he can wear it. Jordan Addison be wearing number 3. He wore number 3 at Pitt. Now we're at USC because Carson Palmer let him. Even though, number 3's retired. Palmer gave him the blessing. He said he promised to work his tail off and represent. Sorry. He promised to work his tail off and represent all that it means to be a Trojan, and that he'd be incredibly humble to wear number 3. USC has 6 retired football numbers. Number 3 for Carson Palmer, 11 for Matt Leinart, Charles White's number 12, Mike Garnett's number 20, O.J. Simpson's number 32, and Marcus Allen's number 33. Reggie Bush's number 3 isn't officially retired, but it hasn't been worn since Bush's last season. USC special numbers are 55, 35, 1, 42, and 43. He had 1,593 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns, and he's had a Pitt record with 100 catches in a single season. And he almost broke Larry Fitzgerald's receiving numbers as far as, like, receptions. So, yeah, man, it's really interesting. It's very interesting that Carson Palmer will let him do that. That's how much he believes in this guy. Jordan Addison, that's how much they believe in that passing attack. USC might blow some people out of the water. They might shock the world. I'm starting to think they are, based off some.
Let's just start with shocking the Pac-12. Let's just start with that.
Who?
The Pac-12.
What about the Pac-12?
Let's start with shocking the Pac-12.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, they're going to shock the Pac-12, which will then shock the rest of the country. Like, oh, shit, USC is actually good.
Who do they have on their schedule this year?
The Pac.
I mean, like, from the Pac-12.
I was like,
who are they not playing in the Pac-12 this year?
I don't think they play Oregon this year.
The championship game?
I think they do. Actually, I do think they play Oregon. I don't have the schedule on me right now. I have like a screenshot somewhere, but their best competition is Utah. Pac-12 South is going to be tougher than the Pac-12 North because Utah is not really going anywhere. Arizona State is just, you never know. Arizona will surprise you like they did when they beat Oregon all those years ago with Kadeem Carey. It comes down to USC, they really just got to beat Utah and Colorado. It's crazy because Colorado was like undefeated. Damn near like 8-0 or something like that. Before they could like. No, actually, they started off like 5 or 6-0, and then it didn't do too well after that. All right, so
Yeah, they got. Yeah, you're right. They don't have Oregon this year.
yeah, I was like, they didn't have a big one.
Yeah, they
Usually
don't.
they
Their
play
schedule's
Oregon
kind of
like-
ass this year.
They play Oregon like every other year.
Yeah, their schedule's kind of ass this year.
Yeah, but I mean,
their out of conference is Rice and Fresno State.
Fresno State, that could be a trap game because Fresno State got some players. Some of those guys are like inner city hoops. Inner city, and they're inner city like. There's so many inner city recruits, and a lot of them get flushed out or they transfer. Like Jordan Wilmore from Lawndale, who signed on in Utah. I think he's at Fresno State. Yeah, he's at Fresno State. They got Roland Fullwood, who played at Lawndale. He's at Fresno State. And they got a DB at Fresno State.
All right, anything else on college football?
Yeah, I thought you were just going to jump in and say something, so I had that long ass pause. Okay, so Arch Manning, nephew of Peyton Manning, I want to say, he chose Texas. Even though they have 3 5-star QBs on their roster, Hudson, Dart, or Yard, or something like that. Quinn Ewers was infamous for foregoing his senior year, transferring to Ohio State, then transferring to Texas. Malik Murphy, who just won a CIF championship with Sarah High School in his senior year, after everything they endured with COVID and all that.
That big ass fool?
With the locks.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Kid has a hose for an arm.
He's a freshman?
Yep. Baby
Yeah,
Vince
I seen him at the sports clinic over here.
Up the car. They've called
He broke his collarbone, right? Or
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, baby Vince Young out there. Better passer. Okay, so Ohio State, they won their trademark for the word the state.
Wow.
So, because they won the trademark, the cats aren't really either not giving. I don't know, it's funny. Like, there are other schools who tried to claim the, like, you got, like, let's just go, like, South Carolina trying to say they're the real USC when they weren't even around when USC was the school. So it's, like, it's kind of funny seeing this situation kind of play out. And on top of that, on top of winning the trademark for Ohio State just casually lands like 3 more 5-star receivers in the recruiting class. Brian Hartline, I don't know how he's not a head coach yet, but dude knows how to send NFLs. He knows how to send receivers to the NFL. Chris Henry Jr. being recruited by Miami. He was at Miami for a official visit. And who better than I thunk it to see Pat Jones, a.k.a. Adam Jones, West Virginia great, former first-round pick, standout Pro Bowler, played corner in the league for a long time, played for the Broncos and whatnot. He legally adopted Chris Henry's kids after Chris Henry died. And Chris Henry Jr. is a prominent-looking receiver. I think is about to commit to the University of Miami. So that'd be great if he falls into those footsteps. So salute to Chris Henry Jr., salute to Adam Jones for taking him in and adopting him. Real touching. It's real heartbreaking. Not heartbreaking, but like just really dope that this is happening right now. So salute to them. That's it for college football news.
All right, first up, we got Jalen Ramsey. Reports say that he played most of last season or all of last season with tears in both of his shoulders. Touchdown or turnover, Ramsey playing through injury.
I mean, he's been doing it forever, so I'm not really surprised.
I mean, they said Kobe played with messed up shoulders for like ever too.
Yeah, messed up feet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It feels like it's getting kind of old with players being like, "Oh yeah, I was hurt last year." Like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Football, we always talk about the next play, right? So if you didn't care enough to tell us then, why are you telling us now? Mm-hmm. Anyways, next up, the Steelers signed former Bengals defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi. Touchdown or turnover?
Get a touchdown because Stephon Tuitt retired. And, the help they can get on the defensive line. Of course. He gives credibility back to their defense.
Yeah, and I also think it's good because he had a really good year until he got hurt. Like, he was having a breakout year.
True.
And the Steelers, they're going to be going through not a full-on, well, yeah, they're basically setting up for a rebuild. So if you can get a player on a one-year prove-it deal who could come in, he knows the division well, playing in Cincinnati and Cleveland. What school is he out of?
What's his name?
Yeah,
again?
he's the one out of Charlotte. He was like the first player drafted out of Charlotte.
Yeah.
Right, when they went D1.
Yeah.
Yep. So he knows how to build some things.
I'm going to say Coastal Carolina, but no.
Yeah. No, that's the other one. I know you're talking about him too. But yeah, so I think that's a good pickup. I'll give it a touchdown. They got nothing to lose at this point.
All right. Me too. So Dan Snyder was running essentially a ghost probe with the NFL, kind of threatening and trying to discredit and sabotage witnesses against the work practices of the Washington Commandos and the Redskins. That came out. And, yeah. So he wouldn't testify. He wouldn't take the stand at the grand hearing that the federal government had. So, touchdown or tangent. I did the rundown. I just didn't send it to you.
Well, listen to what you just said.
Oh, shit, wait.
You said touchdown or tangent.
God damn it. Touchdown.
This is why.
That. Take or tangent. Son of a bitch.
We're not doing take or tangent. It's touchdown or turnover. Pay attention.
I mean, honestly, this could be both. So, do you have a take or tangent, or is this just a touchdown or turnover issue for you? Because I could argue why it's both, but I kind of want to hear what you have to say first.
How about this?
Based on the facts of, because I know like a bunch of shit came out, and I don't want to put it in one category. Kind of fit for both.
My take on it is that Snyder testifying, because he's being subpoenaed now, so he's going to have to testify. Taking the stand is going to be a touchdown, because either he's going to get up there and not say shit and look really bad in front of public opinion and make the whole league look stupid, especially with all this background that we already know and all these reports, all the other shit that the Commandos have gotten in trouble for on the record. Like, it's going to come to a point to where the NFL is just going to have to cut their losses. Like, boys club or not, you're going to have to get somebody else in there. You can't have a team in the Nationals capital with that sort of ownership and stigma around it, like, continuously. You got to do something about that. Him taking the stand is going to make them have to do something. So I'm going to say it's a touchdown. And if he does actually testify and does actually share shit, we're going to get a whole can of worms because he's going to start snitching and rolling on people.
Nino Brown.
And that's probably why the NFL hasn't pushed him out yet, because he probably knows where some bodies are.
She's probably. Well, this is why I say this could be take or tangent and touchdown or turnover, because it's two-pronged. Because the first part is he helped work with the NFL to essentially do a secret probe while they were being probed of accusers and witnesses and
basically
memos.
try to discredit people.
Yeah, memos that sent out to organization, doing a lot of dirty work for the NFL. That right there already, on top of the fact that they're accused of withholding revenue of the federal government, by that right there, like, anybody else would have been fired. So you factor that in, but then you factor in all the negative stuff that they're doing, and that this case is kind of the reason why they can't punish Deshaun Watson. Because you can't punish Deshaun Watson harder than you're punishing an owner of a team who has allowed damn near rape, sexual assaults, attempted murders, witness tampering, threatening of people's lives, people getting their brake lines cut, all types of shit. Like, you can't sit up here in good faith and admit that on the stand to everybody. Like, yeah, I did all this illegal shit. Because then it's like, damn, Deshaun Watson is small potatoes compared to Dan Snyder. So because it's such a bad situation, it's like, okay, you can't really, like, this country is just, I guess, known for pointing his finger at each other. Yeah. Hypocrisy, pointing the finger at each other. And you probably got dead bodies in your basement and shit. But in this case, not only, this isn't even like the worst part. Like, not only is Snyder going through all that, but Roger Goodell pretty much came out and admitted that he has no power to fire him.
Well, technically, he works for the owners.
Yeah, so he has even more.
It'd have to be on the owners. The owners would have to vote him out.
Yeah, it looks even worse. It looks even worse by the day. So you can't really talk about suspending a guy like, damn, like, this rabbit hole goes so dark that it's like somebody's just going to get on stand and plead the fifth. Because you can't punish a Deshaun Watson without totally taking away Dan Snyder's team.
All right. Another one from me. Dominique Sue has been on NFL Live this past couple of weeks. They've been talking to him about free agency, and one of the teams he's dangled around and said he's had interest in.
Square dancing.
The Vegas Raiders. So, Kenny, take her tangent, and Dominique Sue teasing the Raiders fans once again.
I mean, the real truth is she just doesn't want to go to Minnesota. Like, you see what Khalil Mack, older veterans want to play in warmer weather. Less hell on their joints. So if you could either go back to the Rams or go with the Raiders and be a true alpha on that defensive line and pad some more stats to potentially, I think Dominique Sue is a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. Me personally.
I think so.
Based on his ability, the scheme she's had to play in. In college,
I think
he was getting triple teamed. In the NFL, he was getting triple teamed.
I think Seymour getting in helps him.
Yeah, Seymour gets in helping him because it's like, dude, I didn't have the best stats because guess what?
But guess what? I was the best player on the D line.
Nick Fairley was
every week.
Yeah, Nick Fairley was eating off my triple teams and my double teams, not the other way around.
Yeah, I wish Nick Fairley wouldn't have washed out so fast.
Man,
He didn't even get like a real second chance, but that's just kind of how that position works. Just kind of fall off a cliff. But yeah, man, as far as Sue, like I said, this isn't the first time we've seen the pic of him and Charles Barkley in Raiders gear. Like, I go back to Reggie Fridays, like when he signed with Miami, he was teasing the Raiders then. And then before he went to the Rams, he was teasing the Raiders. And then I think even before he went to the Bucks, there were talks about him possibly going to the Raiders. So I don't know. It just feels like, again, he's just kind of using us as leverage. And even if he does come to the Raiders, well, I would think that it's a fit on the field. It's kind of like a little bit too late. It's like the Warren Sapp on the Raiders. Like, yeah, he might still get 8 sacks and probably impact the game, but you're definitely not getting his best years. So it really just comes down to price point and what role he's willing to accept. All right. And then the last one, again, here's another one that's kind of weird. David Johnson, former Cardinal, Houston Texan, free agent right now. Worked out with the Saints, didn't get the job, but shouted them out on Twitter, just saying thank you for the opportunity. So you got to take our attention on NFL players essentially sharing their personal news and their failed interview attempts on Twitter.
I mean, it depends on how bad they fail the interview. Also depends on, like, it's really news.
It's not, but it's just, he was saying they couldn't come to terms on the contract. But it's like, I guess my question is, does sharing that on Twitter give you more leverage or less? Because I feel like it's less.
That's my issue. Like, that's the new wave. Cats just gonna complain on IG to get their way, and it's eventually not gonna work.
And that's why, like, I don't think he was doing it in a petty way. Like, he was trying to do it in, like, he did it in a professional way. Like, you know, thank you for the opportunity, etc. But it's like, I don't really think you need to say that, bro. Like, if anything, I would just say, like, oh, Cajun food was fire. On to the next stop. Some shit like that. Like, I don't need to tell the world my agent's business. You know? That's just me, though.
But
all right, anything else you want to talk about? Take your tangent.
So when it comes down to, I got to go back to the Deshaun Watson case, him settling those 20 cases and having 4 more, and his attorney saying when all the paperwork is settled, all the cases will come out as dismissed. Like, Deshaun Watson not being punished? I feel like you can't really punish him now. Like, the whole schism on him being punished is if he settles out of court, there was no real crime. It's a bunch of accusations.
That's not true.
I know, but I'm talking about just on paper. He wants to legally be like, you can't really, like, you can't suspend him knowing that the legal process took its course. But you also have to send a message, and then you can't send a message because the commandos are dirty.
So what's the question? Because you're already saying what you already said on the show at the beginning of the show when we talked about Daniel Snyder. So,
like, Baker Mayfield's there. You only really have him there as an insurance piece. But Deshaun Watson plays the whole season, doesn't get suspended. Are we okay with that? Like,
Watson's going to get suspended.
Is that
Watson's
the new president?
going to get suspended.
Okay, not for like 8 games.
The
probably.
NFL and the NFLPA are kind of at an impasse in terms of length. Yeah,
you say
whatever.
Impasse?
Whatever.
Fam.
They're fucking at a roadblock. in terms of games. So they're going back and forth. They couldn't agree on it. But he's going to get suspended. I mean,
so it's like a prolonged ass whooping that your parents like. No, you gonna get fucked up. I'm just tired from work.
now if I were him, what I would try to do, if I were his legal team, I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying that ethically this is what I would do. But I'm saying if I were on his legal team, I'd try to get him time served from last year. I try to say
Smart.
he didn't play last year. So that's your year suspension. He'll do 2 games with the Browns. And guess what? You're going to love it because the Steelers are going to be ass this year.
I mean, not necessarily. Mike Tomlin, talked about it on.
That's true.
He went on the pod.
That's true.
Oh, like the pickup, Mario Ojobi was a huge pickup because he can play nose too. So it's like Najee Harris is. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think we talked about it. Najee Harris is almost 250 pounds. I know he's a bell cow, but like he's 244, 245.
He's nice. He's the next one.
But it's like, is that too much weight? I mean, he played close to that at Bama, but it's like, at one point, it's too much weight, too much weight.
I mean, the question is, how much are you trying to work him into the passing game?
Let's do it at a time.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I don't think it's a lot of weight for him if they're just going to give him the rock 30 times a game. I don't know how sustainable that will be for him to win. Just because I don't know how good that offensive line is going to be. And those defenses in the division are all pretty tough. They all play hard. They all have talent. So, I don't know. Like, his body's built to take the punishment, but is his body going to take the punishment over a duration of time? Like, is the question. And can you limit some of that by not making him go out into space as much in the passing game? All right. Do they have the third down H-back to kind of carry that load? Especially with Trubisky or Pickett, like, they're going to need someone to dump it off to consistently. But otherwise, I mean, Najee can carry the load. We know that. He proved that last year.
But I mean, Larry Johnson had like 450 carries in the season. He was never the same after.
Yep.
Actually, it was like 470 touches.
And plus, I mean, the weight will even out in Cam.
I mean,
Where's he from? Florida?
No, he's from the Bay Area.
So he got to go vegan.
His
girl probably trying to get him to go vegan for
he's
like
been
5
under
years.
He's been under Marshawn Lynch's wing since like high school. He's from Antioch.
3.9 yards a carry. That's some Bama shit.
Just about.
All right, man. Anything else?
I mean,
Get to the rants?
Pretty much covered it.
All right, you want to go first? Since you're not fucking talky today all of a sudden?
No, I mean, I said what I have to say, plus I'm sick of the itis, and I really got to pee. So, interesting week. Losing weight as I go. It's really therapeutic for me. Got an interview tomorrow. Like a social media type gig. It's weird. At this point, I'm just like, I feel like I'm in a holding pattern. I'm just doing what I got to do. It feels like going through airport security trying to catch your flight. That's what it feels like for me every day. It's just like, all right, you got to go here to do this, to do that, so you can get here and be there and do this and get free or whatever. People are like people around me are noticing it, and it just kind of it means a lot to me. That like people can outwardly see my growth and progression. So I'm gonna just keep that up, and I'm gonna try to get some sleep. And it just hit me hard today. I was running errands all day. Like, I really didn't think I was this tired until like I went to the gym and I was working out, and I was like, shit, I'm burnt. Well, let me just go let me go sit in the sauna. Go sit in the hot box. What's that shit called? It's a sauna and then the
steam room.
There we go. By the way, one day I walked in there, I couldn't see shit. I was like, let me just go find the wall.
Most people don't even have steam rooms anymore.
Steam rooms are cool though.
A lot of bacteria though.
Yeah.
A lot of water.
Yeah.
A lot of
That's why I don't do more than like 5 minutes.
Like a lot of like we're in a drought, bro. The fact that they have a steam room running 24 hours that's not ideal.
I mean,
that's a lot of wasted water. There's not somebody in there for 24 hours.
It's recycled filtered water though. Everything's filtered. I mean, think about it.
Is that what it says?
Think about the water. Think about it.
Is
the
that
water
what it
you
says?
drink. Do you think the water that you drink in a grocery store is not filtered?
I mean, it's filtered adjacent, but that's not the same. There's different layers to filtration. There's like filtration in terms of like, okay, this shit's not going to hurt me. And there's filtration like, this shit's safe to drink. And then there's filtration like, this is like pure high quality H2O.
I both know that's answer. Okay, you're at a restaurant. Somebody makes you food. Do you know if they're wearing gloves in the back?
So what does that mean? What does that have to do with wasting water with the steam room running for 24 hours?
It means you can't follow the chain of command to where everything that you use goes. So you just kind of
waste of water.
Bro, they waste water at grocery stores all day long.
That's different than a continuous steam room.
No, but there's always somebody in the gym.
There's not always somebody in the steam room, bro. Don't sit here and try to lie.
There's near the steam room.
I've been in the steam room by myself plenty of times.
By the way, I'd still say if you want the buddy pass, like, it's there. Since you believe I can't hit 2 plates.
When I see it.
Hey, man.
You're the one who thinks I can't hit 300.
No, I don't believe you were hitting 300 in high school because most people our age wasn't.
I can probably almost hit 300 right now.
I can believe that because I can probably
hit like 275, 285.
I was about to say that. I could probably hit 275 like with one good rep, maybe two. And then I'd go back to doing 2 plates and then go back to doing a plate 15 to 20 times. 4 sets of 20.
What I was doing my freshman year, cool.
Yeah. I was in 260 as a senior. And that was after I came back from my devastating leg injury.
Here we go. So you couldn't bench during your leg injury. Got it.
No, I couldn't.
Got it.
I was benching 260 before I got hurt. I'm just saying, I got strong as fuck, and then I got injured, and I came back and then surpassed almost all my pre-injury
Anyways,
numbers.
nobody cares about you. Talk about your fucking time.
But I'm saying the point is, that kind of threw me off. But my point is, when it comes to the whole water wasting thing, like, bro, I was at the grocery store today, and I'm like, I should be wearing gloves. Why aren't people being forced to wear gloves when they touch all these fucking vegetables and fruit? Because they touch it with their bare hands. And they have like water that they spray on that shit as it's going. So I'm like, okay. Every step of the society, there's something you can point to that says, are we doing this right? Is this being like drained right? So the same way I look at, like, you look at the sauna and like the steam room.
But okay, that
I'm like,
argument
a lot of the
is
water,
totally flawed.
a lot of the water we use is filtered for different things. But
that's a horrible argument. I'm just letting you know.
In case you haven't noticed, the country's pretty horrible right now.
That's the worst argument.
There's like apparently, allegedly, a food shortage.
Because first of all, you don't think people are recycling water? Wait, hold on. First of all,
for nasty shit.
First of all, there's less 24-hour grocery stores than there are 24-hour fitnesses.
That's always been a fact.
That's first of all. Second of all,
you didn't say anything special without
Second of all, a fucking room filled with fucking steamy water uses a lot more water than the fucking bell peppers that get watered once every 2 hours from some fucking sprinklers, bro.
But my point, okay, fine. What about above ground sprinklers? They themselves are
we live in
considered a
LA.
nuisance.
There's not even that many around here anymore.
Yeah, but
Motherfuckers ain't even got grass now. Motherfuckers just got
turf.
gravel.
Yeah, but you have to
Turf.
actually have to keep some of that like moisturized, because if it gets too hard, it's a problem. It's a serious problem. But my point is, keep bullshitting on this water supply like we can just create more.
We can't. The rivers are drying up.
If you
Fish
don't
are
live in a
dying.
big city, you're kind of fucked.
Fish are dying.
There's a food shortage. There's a resource shortage that was honestly is planned
You know
obsolescence.
the Bay shouldn't exist?
Yeah, the Bay Area should not exist based off where it is. I know.
There's
Bridges. There's a bridge over a big ass lake, a big ass body of water with land masses in between, and a big ass reinforced bridge. They destroyed the other one because it was kind of fucked up, and I still don't really trust the New Bay Bridge.
But the water doesn't even come from there. The water comes from like more Central California.
Yeah,
So that's essentially the Bay Area.
the
Is essentially
aquifers are drying up, and they're not replenishing
the
them.
Bay Area is essentially a lot of the reason why we have a shortage, because there's no water there, and we've essentially routed a lot of water from Northern and Central California there, which has dried up a lot of rivers and fucked up a lot of our ecosystem.
And Yellowstone's flooding, by the way. We're probably all gonna
And
die,
LA's not much better,
but it's getting better.
but
Yeah,
it's a
like,
little bit better.
I saw a video of Yellowstone flooding like last weekend. It's flooding, and people are still going missing out there. Like, if the caldera erupts, we're all gonna die. I just want everyone to know that. Like, God's not coming to save us. Like, we're all gonna fucking die. Like, nature's gonna take its course and wipe out a bunch of fucking people. So you can have all the guns stored up you want, but when there's like 10 fucking dust clouds the size of Texas covering Northern California, how the fuck you gonna fly, stupid? Where are you gonna get away? Not all y'all got pilot's licenses. And first off, there's a fuel shortage too. So how are you gonna fuel up and get to the next spot? Everybody thinks this shit is like a movie, and it's like, no, you're gonna live and die where you're at. So my point is, be near a place where there's resources, because if you're not, motherfuckers are going to be busting down 24-hour fitnesses in like middle America somewhere for their steam room, trying to get that excess water, trying to squeeze. Like, I don't know. There's going to be wild shit happening. There's probably somebody on YouTube right now who can get water from a squeegee.
You went
and
through
replenish
all
it.
this fucking talk just to like adjacently back up steam rooms and then just totally retract your point and admit that they're a waste of water.
No, I'm saying
Like, that was literally like you literally.
I'm not
just took
saying
me
it's a
through-
waste of water.
You just literally took me through a multiverse argument of bullshit.
So what you're saying is Doctor Strange sucked?
Yeah, basically.
You're welcome. See what I just did there for you? See what I just did? That was cathartic, wasn't it? Was that cathartic for you?
Anyway,
You feel
finish
better
up your
now?
fucking rap, bro.
That pretty much was it. But Doctor Strange apparently has a new love interest, so good for him. But shout out to Mancini making it back from Ireland. You better have brought us back some potatoes or story about famine or some shit. Or have a picture of a black dude in Ireland from like 120 years ago. Listen to, the pod when they do it. But yeah, that was just really it. Like, I just noticed shit at the grocery store. They really like it's a store full of food, but there ain't shit in there. The pastries die out in 2 days. The fruit goes bad in 2 days. You're just gonna be loading up on strawberries and blueberries and antioxidants and shit. And like,
Well, if you really want to talk about the reason why we're in a drought, it really comes down to big agriculture. And a lot of that shit that's in there.
and all the food
ends
they
up
throw
getting
away
waste.
in Monsanto
Yeah, all
and the
that-
seed
all
bank.
That shit gets wasted.
Yeah, in the seed banks, they make farmers throw away like thousands upon thousands of pounds of crops when you could literally. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of this, I don't want to say pandemic, but it's like we're living through a time where like all the shit in the movies that they said, yo, this could happen in the dystopian future. We literally are the dystopian future, and it's kind of fucked up to think about.
All right. I just want to say,
I gotta go take a piss.
I dream of an America where I can have a mic stand that doesn't slowly drift down. Like, that's all I want, man. Like,
and Wingopolis.
I've had a lot of mic stands, and they all kind of drift, and it's just annoying.
I mean, some might say that a mic stand is a waste of precious metals.
Bro, just accept that the fucking steam room is a waste of water.
Except
it's okay.
Doctor Strange wasn't that bad.
You can just go in the fucking sauna, bro.
The sauna's even worse.
Waste energy.
The sauna's a waste.
People.
The sauna's a
waste energy.
I'd rather have 10 space heaters in one sauna. That's why I don't use them. I use the Whirlpool. That's actually something that I can get fucking use out of because it helps the blood flow in my legs.
So you're talking about your natural sweat is less important than you sitting in a simulated water environment. Interesting. Tells me a lot about you.
I mean,
that tells me a lot about you.
Wait, hold on.
That tells me a lot
you
about
hate pools too? What the fuck do you have against pools?
I don't have anything against pools.
You just shitted on pools.
I'm just saying you're shitting on
a straight bullet.
A natural thing that has been around since the existence.
So now you're pro,
basically manhood.
Now you're pro steam room and pro fucking thing.
I'm pro sauna.
You just said it was a waste of water.
No, I said the steam room is a waste of water.
Bro, the sauna, the steam room.
Sauna.
A sweat box. So just turn up the heat.
I'm pro sauna.
Okay.
I'm neutral on the steam room.
Sounds like you're a chaotic evil.
I see the good and the bad of it.
It sounds like you're a chaotic evil. Or at best, a chaotic neutral.
And I'm the same with the pool. I'm neutral on the pool. I see the benefits of it. But what I'm saying is,
okay, what about the Olympic style pool that they have at the gym?
That doesn't overrule the fact that like saunas have been around forever, and that
they
when
actually haven't.
Hell comes around, and bro, ancient societies had hot rooms,
sweat lodges,
sweat lodges. Yeah.
So all you need is some fire and enough heat and a closed off environment, and everybody can sweat.
Go into a fucking tar pit instead of a fucking whirlpool. How about
go sit in a fucking 1990s. Go sit in the 1992 fucking.
Go sit in a fucking
Toyota Camry in a fucking Kmart parking lot.
Go sit in a hot spring.
Go sit
and tell me you still have the same perspective on a whirlpool after you sit in a real hot spring.
Okay, well, obviously everything's better in nature, but all I'm saying is I ain't trying to go out in Yellowstone to do any of that shit.
Okay, so this is another problem. We, as people of color, we have to stop fearing the outdoors because it's really.
I don't fear the outdoors. I just know if the caldera erupts, we're all gonna die.
You do.
Nature's
fear the outdoors.
I don't,
and it's really a problem because
our
environment
go hiking.
Needs people of color to save it.
Are you trying to gentrify nature?
I'm not gentrifying nature. I'm just saying, like,
you're trying to peoplefy nature.
I'm just saying.
That's the title, People Find Nature.
Well, white people
are always fucking around in nature. They got no business fucking around.
What I'm saying is white people can't be the only ones to enjoy nature because
white people enjoyed slavery
too. The minority. Guess what's going to happen to all those resources and public lands and ecosystems and all that sort of stuff?
Are you
all the people are just gonna get rid of it because guess what? They're afraid of the outdoors, or they don't want to go outdoors, or they don't care. Or they'd rather be on their fucking iPad doing bullshit.
I could totally disconnect from that, but I'm just saying, and like is
this my time, or is this let's talk about it? Because I'm confused. You're talking to me about a lot of shit.
I'm just saying you're weird because like you started with a. I'm gonna swerve how saunas are useless, but then you just kind of said
I never said saunas were useless. I said steam rooms were a waste of water. That's all I said. I never said anything else outside of that. I just said they're a waste of water.
Saunas need water too.
Saunas don't need water. Saunas
hot water heaters.
Fucking outlet.
Hot water heaters.
They don't have water. Have you ever been in a sauna?
Yes, but some of them use hot water heaters, the janky ones. They use a hot water heater.
Anyways, can I just talk so we can end the show?
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm done.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
You
this.
sure?
We're talking about after the show. Like, I didn't realize you were so like anti gym equipment.
I'm not anti any of that. I'm just telling you, the steam room is a waste of water, and it has a lot of bacteria in it. Those are facts.
Is the incline useless?
Never said that.
I'm saying, is the incline useless since there's a bench right next to it
I never said that.
and a shoulder machine right
Never
next to it?
said that.
I'm saying
Never said that.
there's some exercise equipment that's redundant. That's all I'm saying.
Anyways, can I talk? Holy shit. Jesus. All right. Outside of that, Ben, like I mentioned at the top of the show, put in my 2 weeks notice, so I'm excited about that. I wasted 2 hours of my week watching Doctor Strange. It was like watching a fucking train. It was like watching a fucking Chuck E. Cheese performance inside of a brewery in Silver Lake. And inside of fucking Zion National Park. Like, it shit just didn't make any sense. Like, how the fuck do you tie magic, dream walking, time travel, multiverse traveling, domestic abuse, therapy, and a bunch of shit into one fucking movie? Shout out to Disney for being lazy as fuck, man. Like, y'all really couldn't have just given us a Star Wars movie? Like, at this point, like, seriously, bro. Star Wars literally makes more sense than Marvel. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, how the fuck did you guys do that? That shit doesn't even make sense, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'd rather watch a fucking Harry Potter at a circus. Like, on DMT, yeah. That would make more sense. That would totally make more sense. I can't believe I watched Doctor Strange. And the only reason why I watched this is because motherfuckers like Kenny have been telling me for decades about how strong Doctor Strange is, etc. So you telling me this motherfucker who builds these things that are like the fucking telanoscopes is like one of the strongest Avengers? Like,
Did you just make up a word, telanoscope?
What's that little thing?
Kaleidoscope?
Kaleidoscope.
Like
Yeah.
Miguel's album?
Yeah, this motherfucker with
Nigga said
making
kaleidoscope.
this motherfucker making illusions out of a fucking kaleidoscope is the strongest Avenger. Have you ever heard a kid be like, "Oh, nah, man, I want to be Wanda." Like, no, I want to be Doctor Strange.
She said no more mutants in the comics.
But yeah, so shout out to the black woman Iron Man. She was the only one who was actually giving Wanda some shit from the JV Avengers, which were a joke in itself. Like,
She wasn't the black woman Iron Man. She was Captain Marvel. She was actually she was the chick who originally went outer space and not the Captain Marvel that nobody likes.
oh.
That's Maria Rambeau. Her daughter was beefing with Scarlet Witch in the WandaVision series, which you didn't see because you haven't seen 90% of the Marvel universe. So none of this shit makes sense to you.
That was a good tie-in.
That
was a good Easter egg.
Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs you missed because you don't fucking watch any of it, and you should definitely go see Thor: Love and Thunder.
That's a new one that's coming out?
Yeah, it's arguably the best one and his like fourth movie, his fourth installment of Thor.
Anyways, whatever.
You gotta watch
Black
it.
Captain Marvel was the only one giving it to her. Which now that you said she was
then she
Captain
got her
Marvel,
powers absorbed.
makes fucking sense.
And she got her
'Cause
powers.
she's literally like a fucking supernova. But all right.
Yeah, because she had her cosmic power taken from her, which made Wanda even more OP. No, the most useless person was Captain America, Captain Carter. That bitch was useless. I can do this all day. She got
the Fantastic
how you got a
Four,
jetpack and still get cut in half, bitch?
Dog, Kelsey was calling her. She was like, "Why is she even here? She got a jetpack. Like,
You got a jetpack. Fly away, bitch.
jetpack.
Fly away.
Always these motherfuckers floating in their mind and fighting each other in their mind, and you just got a fucking jetpack
And a frisbee.
Like, I'd be hot, bro.
You got a jetpack, a frisbee, and a British accent.
Like, dude, I wouldn't even show up to Avengers meetings. Like,
Yeah, I'm
like,
Batman
damn,
that shit.
they're just inviting me to shit on me because I got a jetpack.
Like, remember when she threw the shield at Doctor Strange when he was handcuffed? Like, what the fuck was that supposed to do? Like, he's not gonna, like, he can't catch the shield with his hands. Yeah, even though they're mangled technically, but magically he fixed them. That third eye shit was crazy though.
Yeah, man, I don't know, but anyways, point I was gonna say is just Doctor Strange was trash, and I'm mad at Kenny for even letting me watch that movie.
You didn't watch the first Doctor Strange?
I did. I watched it recently, and that wasn't that bad.
Okay, but did you watch like the last 3 movies before that? Eternals was trash. I didn't watch it.
I watched Eternals. It was trash.
I didn't waste my time. The only thing it teased was Black Knight and he's Black Knight, Guardians of the Galaxy potentially, and Blade. That's all it teased.
I didn't know Blade was Marvel.
Are you serious? Blade, a black movie saved Marvel, bro. Wesley Snipes fucking saved Marvel.
I didn't know Blade was Marvel.
Yeah, it was Blade and the shit with Spawn. Spawn and Blade saved Marvel. 2 black dudes, Michael Jai White, Wesley Snipes. Both are fucking trained martial artists who can kill you with their bare hands. And literally both those movies saved Marvel because Howard the Duck fucking flopped awfully. It was painfully awful. And Blade saved that shit. Blade 3 was trash. We all know Blade 3.
The Punisher was Marvel too, right?
Yes, but no, actually, no. I don't. The one with Thomas Jane, I don't think that was.
The first one was trash.
I don't think that was Marvel. I'm pretty sure that one was Marvel. That might have been Sony, because some rights reverted back. This is the episode we need a crossover we need to have with fucking Mancini. But yeah, Blade and Spawn saved Marvel.
All right, man. Yeah. So Doctor Strange sucked, and Kenny sucks for allowing me to go through that trauma.
I mean,
that whole movie could have been avoided if motherfuckers just had therapy.
Hey,
I literally thought Professor X was gonna give motherfuckers therapy.
I mean, clearly Wanda's sexually repressed,
and that was some fucking bullshit, dog. How you gonna bring motherfuckers have been waiting for the X-Men to come into the Marvel universe for a solid 20 years, and the first second he's in there, he's out. Like, damn, that was just fucking cold, bro.
Jean Grey killed Cyclops in that boat. Another callback.
Yeah, can we get a fucking Phoenix? Fuck with the Scarlet Witch?
No, because she would still lose. The Phoenix would lose.
To the Scarlet Witch?
Yes, or it would just take on Scarlet Witch as a host, and then she'd be really fucking OP.
You just don't want what 2 white women to have any more screen time.
I mean, all Scarlet Witch did was just kill a bunch of non-white people. She spent the whole movie trying to kill a Mexican girl who just wanted to go home.
Damn. Fuck, when you break it down like that.
Stole
when
all,
you break it down like that.
Stole all the soul power of a black woman.
Down like that.
She stole all the soul power of a black woman and then crushed her to death. Just like society. She couldn't have what she wanted, so she threw a fucking temper tantrum, killed a bunch of people.
Hey,
bitch had to tap into the black arts and still couldn't fucking had her own temple. That whole thing was built for her.
Shout out to Wong's homie who killed that book and went out like a real one.
Yeah. Killed the Darkhold, which forced all that shit to happen. But at least she destroyed all the Darkhold. At least Wanda died, or a piece of her died, destroying all the Darkholds in every universe. Which may or may not be a good or bad thing, because what if some Darkholds were used for good? But most likely it wasn't, because it's an evil book. And it corrupts you the second you read it. So, good for her for, fixing another fucking mistake.
That she made.
Yep.
You
killed the father. You killed a disabled person, because Black Bolt's a mute. He's a deaf mute. So that's an ADA violation. You killed a disabled person. You're going to super hell.
I just think it's funny because we've reached a point to where it's like they just don't even know what to do anymore. Like, it's not enough to just have a classic hero epic right? We had to go like the fucking dark and twisted route.
Thank,
and now it's like,
thank Thanos.
That dramatization is not enough. It's like, well, how much shit can we stuff into 2 hours, and how much can we get away with in terms of CGI that people won't be pissed off at us?
I think this movie will be better with time if
Just
the
get
next
fucking
3 movies make
Just
sense.
get fucking Pixar to do the next one.
No, fuck that.
Like,
trying to make me cry in the credits.
Well, shit.
Some
at least
fucking
I'll feel
robot's
something.
mom dies like
At least
Bambi.
I'll feel something. At least I'll feel something.
Pixar be making grown killers cry in the movie theaters. We can't have that. Bunch of emotional gangsters in the movie with their kids and shit. All the emotionally unavailable people just crying in one movie theater. We can't have that.
Just saying.
I don't want to feel feelings that...
The Incredibles was better than Doctor Strange.
Whoa. Incredibles, the fuck alone.
That's all I'm
They
saying.
didn't bother nobody. They're not in this.
I'm just saying.
All Frozone wanted was a super suit. His wife was a selfish bitch. Got a bunch of people killed because you want to hide a motherfucking super suit. This is why superheroes and marriages don't work, because of selfish shit like that. Shout out to just a dope ass podcast. They reference that. But yeah, the next 3 movies in Marvel have to make sense. And honestly, this all could have been prevented if Doctor Strange had just fucking called the school for Peter and just handled his problem. Because the multiverse wouldn't have got broken, you know.
But you're expecting people with no family to be family to each other.
They literally were family. The fuck? You said, Peter, we saved the world together. And we died and came back. Like, call me Steven. Hey, Steven, could you, like, put a spell on these emissions people? Could you like, come up with a spell to where nobody remembers who Mysterio is?
All right, man. So with that, thanks for listening. Shout out to us. Shout out to everyone who fucks with us.
X Squad affiliates.
FPC Radio, your favorite podcast app. Touchdownsatangents.com.
Hope y'all enjoyed your Father's Day. Hopefully y'all actually did something nice for the fathers and men of your life.
Shout out to all the motherfuckers who stepped up.
And if you're a single mom on Father's Day, shut the fuck up. You made that choice.
Wow. You can't end the show on that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, the fuck I can.
No, you can't. You can't end the show.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
It's not always a single mother's fault.
Hey, I'm talking about the single moms out there saying, I'm the daddy too. No, you're not, bitch. You can't teach your son to play football. You've never been in a 3-point stance. And if you were, it's because you were doing some nasty, kinky shit.
I think they just mean in terms of like...
Nah.
Their dads do more than teach sports. You know that, right?
I know that.
I don't think you do.
They also teach, like...
I don't think you do,
I know, but I'm just saying, some of these chicks be like, your kid's a great athlete.
I think
he did not get that from your side of the family.
I think they're referring to, like, disciplining children and, like, having to talk to them about male things. And
confidence.
Like,
and
how to make it in the world and, like, shit like that. I think that's what they're referring to. But
also, like, some of these chicks don't know how to... They don't understand the concept of a drop zone blitz scheme.
I could definitely see Junior Year being like, man, if I had a dad, I'd definitely be in the league. He's not saying no.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that off air. My mom will fuck you up.
Well, that's how you making it sound. Like, all Pops does is get you ready for sports.
Nah.
Not everyone's fucking Earl Woods.
That's true.
And Mr. Williams.
That's true. But it's like it's just like, it's like bummy dads and bummy moms got the most shit to say on holidays to where they want to be recognized for, like, being a fucking Pez dispenser of children.
Wow.
Like, all you did was
get fucked up, but you're saying all the time so wild shit right now.
Like, all you did was bring some people here, but you didn't take care of them. So why the fuck do I want to hear you speak about anything? Fuck you. No, you don't get to celebrate Mother's or Father's Day. No, there needs to be more emphasis on Brother's Day, Sister's Day, Cousin's Day.
I'm out with this fucking show, bro.
Grandfather's Day.
Yeah.
Grandmother's
You're
Day.
just trolling at this point.
Nah, for real. There's actually Brothers Day. It's coming up.
He's
like
trolling.
me and you need to get a lot of shit for Brothers Day. Nah, dead ass. Honestly, first off, Father's Day, it should be a free lap dance and a VIP experience for all dads. If they want it or not, tax exempt. You ain't even got to say shit. Like, it should just be like, it's that time of the year. It's that one day where dads have the right to cash it in. It should be a free hall pass.
Well, honestly, this show was like 65 of 90 minutes of bullshit.
And like 30 minutes of hardcore quality sports content.
Like 20.
25.
23.
28. We could push it to 28.
All right,
you
man.
really hate
so
Doctor Strange.
Kenny hates all fathers, and I hate Doctor Strange.
No, I don't. I didn't even say that.
You might as well have.
I hate deadbeat parents. Every time I see Will Smith's dad from from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it's just a piece of me that just rage, just like a pocket dimension of rage right there.
Hey, I just realized that this is the front.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. I
I
was waiting for you to figure it out. That's
that.
why I never have a problem with like the mic when I talk, because I just know where the front is. I tilt it towards.
Yeah, I never knew that was the front.
Yes, indeed.
I actually prefer Joe.
Yep. By the way, did you care that the NBA draft was on today?
No.
All right, cool. Fuck the NBA draft. All right, now we can end the show.
Peace.